Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the second part of how I made my track Witching Hour. Last part we got up to the start of the drop here, so I'll just play that as a little reminder. As well as that, we covered the build up here, where there's a gradual addition of different synths, as well as some reverb effects and some ambience, and also the intro, which was literally just field recordings, ambience, and just kind of various sparse little MIDI clips and stuff. So, yeah, today we'll be covering the rest of the drop and probably this middle build up here, and then I'll do a part 3 where we do the second drop and the outro. Lovely, right, so, yeah, I'll just play what we'll be covering first of all. Cool. So when that dies out, yeah, we'll be focusing on this little section first. So basically, it's introduced by this little vocal clip here.
Sorry.
I just pulled that from like freesound.org or something. Then this leads into this bit. So what we've got going on, I'll just go from the start, from the top to the bottom, sorry. So this ambience, and that's just taken from the intro, and it's just sidechained pretty heavily to the kick. So I'm not sure if it's all the same sidechain patch. I don't think it is. Quite an old song, so I didn't really... Yeah, a lot of the techniques are a bit dated. As well as that, we've got these acoustic drums. And this is just from a free VST called Power Drum Kit, I think. I don't use as much anymore, but it's surprisingly good kind of knockoff of Superior Drummer, sort of. The tones of the drums and stuff are actually quite nice. So yeah, I just wrote that in MIDI, and you can see obviously the lighter notes are the quieter ones, so it's about getting those accents right on the hi-hats to make it sound like it's being played live, for example. So as well as that, what's in this effects bus here? So it's just continuation of the bubble sound. I think it's yeah, slightly louder here in comparison to, yeah, with some stereo delay and some more sidechain to the kick. Let's see, that's really it for effects. Majority of this section comes from the percussion and the main synth. Obviously we've got this continuation of the kick here. I think that's with saturation on. Yep. There we go. Nothing too complex, just a simple kick pattern. What else? Right, okay, so the percussion bus was kind of like the backbone of this section, really. Again, this is not amazingly programmed. There's a lot of cutting off and stuff before the actual audio dies out, but all it is just a bunch of sequence like clap and like finger clicking sounds that I just pulled from this like really old pack. I think it's back when I made music in Nano Studio. Let's see if I can find it. Claps, here you go. And then solo claps. Got all these little things, and those are just panned left and right for a nice stereo effect. So yeah, that's pretty straightforward. Yeah, what else? So this is like the bulk of the clap though. This is like the main kind of clap or snare. So that was just the initial drop claps layered with like this kind of 808 like harsher sounding clap. I don't know if it is 808, but yeah, as well as that we've got this synth which just carries on with the chords. Also, I fixed the problem with it pitching up, and it was pitched up. It was to do with again the pitch bend offset, so I just set it back to 0 for now, so we won't get any of those problems. But these are the chords. Let's have a look. So yeah, I can't really tell you what these chords are on the spot. I'll probably have to study them for about half an hour or so because I'm quite out of practice with all this stuff. But again, it's just like F sharp major triads. It's got this added E flat or D sharp, which rises to an F sharp before leading into the new phrase. So, and then the low F sharp cuts out right at the end. Obviously the sub, which has got that FM automation on it again, with a bit of pitch bend there, I think. Yeah. Cool. And then just this arpeggio again. And there you go, that's bulk of that first section really, so if you ever listen. There we go. Again, I wouldn't say it was hugely complex. It's just about layering really, and kind of I feel like it's about knowing what sounds good, what sounds sound good together. So, for example, this is kind of a harsh. It's got a harsher sound. This first bit, in contrast with this bit here. And it's just about 1 minute. Kindly shut up, thank you. It's just about knowing, like, what would sound good in contrast to another thing. So, for example, I pulled out the 808 clap for this section here. Those bubbles are still going on. Just turn these off. There we go. You know what? Just wait for them to die out. Cool, right. So yeah, for example, I pulled out the clap for this bit because it's a lot harsher in comparison with this sound. In comparison to this. Another example of this is I automated out the square wave for these chords. For that section, so it's just sine. And kind of enhance that sine wave kind of feel, I did some little automation here with the sub, just every beat, and that kind of sounds nice with the rest of the elements. 1 second. There we go. Go away, please. Thank you. Okay. Obviously, as well as that, just the pan claps and stuff again. And oh yeah, it might be worth noting actually that in this final this final clap here, there's a reverb tail on it, and that just cuts off at the new section. Again, just to contrast between those two phrases. Let's have a look. So that's really it, and then you've got this pitched up sine to lead into the new section. Why is it not playing? Anyway, there is a pitched up sine. Rest assured. And yeah, it just leads back into a variant of this first bit here. Same ambience, same MIDI drums, again same bubbles, and same percussion and kick pattern really, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure anyway. The only thing that's different really is the sub here. It's different FM automation. It's got like this pitch bend thing going on, I think, as well. And the chords are different here. Here. Yeah. So, again, I don't know what chords these are. It's just an F sharp major. This end chord. that's it. That leads into kind of like the third part of the drop hit. So let's have a listen. Oh yeah, I forgot I muted the bubbles here. So okay. So for this section, might be worth noting that it starts off without any kind of drums really. It starts off with the occasional clap, but no kick or anything. Actually starts off with a reverse kick into that section. Sorry, these are a pain as well. These little panny things. I might as well just kind of turn off the dry wet here. Give me a minute. Sod off, thank you. Right. Where are we? Where have we gone? Okay, right. So yeah, no drums. Same chords. Then we've got this rising kind of build-up section here. I literally just overlay this reverse impact sound found from 99 Sounds. It's just a low-end kind of boom. And this, which is high passed, that was also found at 99 Sounds. And yeah, the chords gradually rise here. So if I play those, this bit. Again, I don't even know what chords they are, but F sharp major again. And this, I think I didn't even care what that was. I think it was just like a little counter melody. You could probably get rid of this and probably not even notice it, but yeah, it's just to add a bit more melodic interest, really. I think that was literally it. Yeah, these bubbles again, which are still panning left and right. You know, just for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to turn them off because they're going to get annoying. Yeah, leads into this section where it's got this just very sparse ambient noise. Some more, oh no, it's just like an open hi-hat here in the acoustic drums. Continuation of this liquid sound. And then yeah, it kind of goes back to the original rhythm. I'll just solo these. Yep. And then same chords actually, with a bit more of that square automation. Okay, right. Yep. So, a bit more sub automation as well there. Alright, so this section is kind of introduced by this little preemptive like percussion fill with the clap here as well. And then like I think it was this pitch bend in the sub. Yeah, here we go. So I won't be able to play it all the way through, but there's a little pitch rise and fall just before we go into this section. Obviously you can't hear it, but so really, the only thing that's different in this section from the previous one is the fact that the chords are playing, I think they've got some high notes in. Yeah, there's an added A sharp and a G sharp. Just feels a bit more, I wouldn't say emotional, just a bit more powerful, which is kind of reinforced by, I'm pretty sure there's like a sweep down somewhere. I may be wrong, there it is. Yeah, so this kind of just reinforces that more full-on feel for this section, as well as this. As well as that, we have, where is it? Here it is. So this little rising scale in this new synth. And I really like the synth actually. It's just a preset synth you can find in Ableton. I think it's under operator, synth lead, and this one here. I really like the sound of it actually. I think it sounds cool. All it is, I mean, you can load the preset up for yourself, but it's just sine waves, I suppose. Again, with some distortion. I added my own reverb and some weird low-end EQing. I don't know what I was doing there. No, I have no idea what that's for, but either way, it's there. Yeah, and that note just holds over the second part of that bit there. Which is essentially the same, except we've got these stems here. I pulled from this extremely old remix. Tampered with them a little bit, high passed it and sidechained, as well as the waves. These continue on. And these really annoying bubbles. Yeah, they would actually decay for longer, but I've turned the feedback down. Or maybe I just automated whether it's on or not. So, same clap pattern. Same chords. Yeah, a lot of this is very repetitive. Apologies for that. It's just it's going over the same sort of material. I just varied it very slightly, so it's worth actually covering. What else? Yeah, these noise sweeps just continue onwards. Then it kind of sweeps back into this section here. Again, it's just the same, except we've got like this sweeping wave sound right into that section. There it is. So yeah, same as what I did right before the drop. Just kind of introduces the new phrase appropriately, I suppose, because this is about being near a beach or something like that. I didn't really think that through. Anyway, so that's that. And yeah, the sweeps come back in, and the lead has like this little. Oh no, that's later on. Yeah, the only thing that's really different here is another addition of notes on top of these chords. And it sort of resolves before leading into the middle section, I suppose. So again, a common trait in this song, I did a lot of MIDI spamming here. Literally didn't care. I was just like running my fingers along the black keys. It was literally that straightforward. You can probably hear how haphazard it is. Yeah, you get the idea. I think the effect I was trying to go for was just kind of like this melody just kind of disappearing off into the distance, like even into the sunset or something like that. Just it fading out, and this middle section represents the nighttime. I think it's fairly straightforward. Yeah, these chords continue on. And just fade out slowly. Yeah, I don't know what the chords they are, but again. The only thing that's continuous is the ambience here. So these waves and this ambient noise. and then I attempted to do like this little bird kind of thing. I don't know, it's a bit of a failure, but it's a cool little effect to have in the background, I suppose. Okay, so this part, a lot of people didn't really like, well, a few people didn't like this part, and it was a bit of an experiment for me because it was literally a case of just building tension, because as a lot of you may know, I kind of try and orientate my music around tension and release and contrasts and stuff. So this here was just building tension, and that was accompanied by some like ASMR sounds, I think. Yeah. With some delay. And then that initial this thing that you hear at the start of the song, this like vocal thing. I use it here, but except I pitch it up back to the original octave. A little bit spooky. A lot of this stuff I can't really explain why I did. I literally just experiment with putting things in kind of obscure places, and just seeing what the effect is. And if it's kind of this weird effect, then I'll just go with it. It's nothing hugely complex. Alright, so this build up. Wait, is there something else? What's this? Oh yeah. I just pulled that synth again from this as well. 1 minute, I think it's this patch here. Yeah, I just played some notes and then resampled it. That's literally it. Just kind of like a distant melodic thing. And that kind of introduces the build-up as well. So, this build-up was fairly straightforward, I think. Yeah, so we'll start here. So the majority of it was pulled from a song, actually. And I hope this doesn't get the track kind of removed or anything, because that would really suck. But I pulled it from Damien Rice's song. I'm pretty sure I'm covered by fair use anyway, or whatever. I don't really know how it works. But it's at the end of a Damien Rice song called Cold Water, and it's where there's like this weird a cappella section where a bunch of like I don't even know, it sounds like native tribes members of some sort. It might be Inuits or something. I remember looking into it a while ago, but I can't remember what it is. Yeah, they do like this weird throat singing thing. And yeah, I mean, I really like that effect. I'm still trying to look for a way to actually recreate it myself without sampling, but that was the majority of the build-up. It was layered with these weird, it's like binaural rock pool sound effect. Something a little trippy, I suppose. And then I've got some more reversed 99 Sounds rumble effects. Just compressed and EQ'd. And then this was, I just had like this weird sound design session where I took the Saw theme tune and I did some like grain delay or something, I can't remember, but it was grain delay and auto pan. I think it was a combination of that. I just resampled it into this track here, and that just adds to the build-up effect. Yep, a noise sweep here. It's fairly straightforward. And these waves gradually get louder and louder. Just just to build tension, I suppose. And this comes in again. I don't remember this, but so yeah, it gets this climax bit, and then it just fades out. So I'll show you that. Okay, so that's really it. I feel like I've tried to cover everything. It's nothing actually that complex. I know I say that a lot, but genuinely it isn't. I'm actually quite a lazy producer. I just throw things in, and as you can probably hear, like that vocal thing wasn't even properly edited. Like I barely did any crossfading here. Just lazy in it, but there we go. It's just my production workflow, I suppose. That's it. Thanks very much for watching. Yeah, I'll definitely make a part 3 pretty soon. I feel like this is actually inspiring me more to make music as well, which is good. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next part. Have a good day. Bye.